Hello YouTube, today we're going to compare Electro Keqing versus Physical Keqing using a 4-piece Thundersoother set, which increases damage against opponents affected by Electro by 35%. Now today I have two very identical cups. I have this Electro bonus cup and this physical damage bonus cup right here. As you can see, their subsets are very similar, with attack and crit damage varying by very little. So we are basically comparing two almost identical cups here. Now you might be asking, well, electro damage is lower than physical damage cup, so why would I want to use electro over physical damage? Well, in the game, enemies actually have different types of resistance. I'll show on the screen right now on post. So as you can see, the Stonehide Lava Churl only has 50% physical damage resistance. Meanwhile, its electro resistance is only 10%. Now I've compared that to the Fatui Electro Cincin Mage. It has 50% electro damage resistance and minus 20 physical damage resistance, so that means it'll take more damage from physical attacks. So it is quite apparent that knowing what enemy you're going up against actually really matters in which cup you pick bring into a battle with you. Now before I hop into anything else, I need to show you my Keqing build so you actually know like where my Keqing is and where yours might be in comparison. So I have 77.3 crit rate and I have 190.2% crit damage. Oh yes, I forgot to show this, but with my physical cup, this is my crit damage. It goes down by 2%, but in exchange, I also do have more base attack. And for my weapon, I am rocking the Black Sword Refinement 2 at level 90. Constellation is going to be 0, so we won't get this Constellation 1 passive, which would actually benefit Electro a ton. And I have, well, this should be level 8. I have Child on my team right now, but level 8 normal attacks and level 6 Star Restoration and level 6 Star Sword. Alright, now that I have taken Child out of my team, let me just briefly describe the gameplay styles of both physical and Electro Keqing. So Electro Keqing loves to blink around. She can use her E and recast it, which, from this passive talent right here, converts her damage into Electro. So you can get in and out really fast. It's a really fun gameplay style, I would say, from personal experience. Meanwhile, Physical Keqing, she cannot use this blink, as it will convert her damage into Electro. So she can cast her E, but she cannot press the A again. She has to either just leave it or do a charge attack, which does AoE electro damage, which doesn't matter for the Electro build. So if you don't like not blinking with Keqing, then physical is basically a no-go. Which is why I prefer personally Electro Keqing, because you can blink around everywhere, get in and get out really fast, do your damage, and then by the time your cooldown's over on your E, you can just recast it. So our first test will be right here with some Hillichurls. So we're gonna do the Electro test first. So we're gonna cast E, recast it, and then get a normal attack and to see the damage number. So that's 3.2k with Electro on a neutral enemy that is neutral for both physical and Electro. Now we have switched over to our physical cup. So what we do is we will cast E and do a normal attack, as that will proc our 35% extra damage bonus from Thundersoother. 3.3k. Alright, let's get out of here. Well, you just saw that Electro normal attack number 1 does 3.2k and physical normal attack does 3.3k. And you might be saying, well, yeah, that's because physical damage cup has 58%, whereas Electro damage cup has 44.6%. But that's not it. Let's hop into another test and let me show you where Electro cup might actually be better than the physical cup. Alright, so we're gonna aggro this Ruin Guard right here, and we're using the physical cup right now. So let's do that, and then let's see how much damage we do. Alright, we need to crit. Alright, so that's 1.1k right there. Well, let's do Superconduct, which will lower its physical resistance down to 30% from 70. We need to proc Electro on it. 2.1. Okay, not we had multiple procs of Superconduct, but we saw 2.1k there from one proc of Superconduct. Alright, so looking back at that clip, Superconduct does not actually stack. So what happened there with the 2.5k was that we actually procced our Thundersoother 4-piece set. So it is actually 2.5k in best situation with Superconduct with physical build. Alright, trying again with Electro build. Let's see how much we do. Up 3.1k. You might as well round that up to 3.2k. Oh, but there it falls off a lot. We did 1.1k with physical damage with no electro charge, and we only did 800 with no electro infusion. But you can see electro vastly out damages physical when an enemy has really high damage resistance. Alright, going against this Fatui Electro Cincin Mage here. We're going with physical damage build. We're gonna proc 4k, 4.1k, 4.1k. Alright, let's get out of there and let's test the Electro. Alright, we have switched to our Electro Cup. And let's engage this Fatui Mage. 1.7k. Yeah, you see that 50% damage resistance there towards Electro. Let's see how much it does without the Electro Infusion. 3k. It's actually still not that bad. Still not that bad with an Electro build, even though you're not building for physical. Now we come back to this group of Hillichurls here to show you a big secret you can do with Viridescent Venerer set, which I have on Venti, which lowers elemental resistance to the element infused by Swirl by 40% per 10 seconds. So let's proc Electro here. Swirl. Let's proc Electro again. Official. And then let's get our Electro Sword. And let's do a normal attack. 4.1k right there. So that's about a 900 damage increase just with Viridescent Venerer lowering resistance. And physical cannot actually do this. Just there's no physical resistance lowering effects other than Superconduct. Alright, so if we come back to this Electro Cincin Mage, which has 50% electro damage resistance, and we're going to lower it with Viridescent Venerer by 40%, so she'll have actually 10% electro resistance. So we shall do that right now. Viridescent. Oh, okay, and then normal attack. 3.2, 3.2. And a normal to compare, that's 3k. So you're doing more damage with Electro on Electro build if you lower resistance on the Cincin Mage. Now keep in mind that we're talking about Keqing as a solo DPS, which is how I like to play her. Solo DPS with 2 supports and a healer. For me, the healer doesn't really matter. I just choose Gigi because she has the best healing in the game, arguably. But in certain situations, of course, physical is going to outperform Electro, as you saw with the Cincin Mage and the Hillichurls, where physical does more damage because that's more percentage on it. But by abusing Viridescent Venerer, we can lower their resistance and actually do more damage than physical can. So originally I wanted to showcase her in Abyss using Electro and physical, but as the current Abyss is right now, it's really against her odds. So I'm just going to settle for here in Salterra against this group of Hillichurls right here. So I'm going to start with Electro first. Alright, so you start with the E, you cast. Okay, kill this guy. He's going to freeze you. Okay, got that Electro apply. Yeah, one thing I need to mention is that, well, I didn't get a lot of crits there, but the Electro build is obviously really good with building like electro damage onto enemies. So you're always proccing that 35% damage boost against enemies, whereas the physical build can't really do that. And you'll see that here in a second. when the enemies respawn the next day. Alright, here we are on the next day. Just keep in mind that these tasks are not solely representative of all situations. I'm thinking these situations I'm showing right here could be more represented in like overworld traversal, not like spiral opus or anything like that. So we're gonna go in with physical build here. Cast E, charge. Yeah, see, this is a problem with the physical build. You can't proc Thundersoother because her E goes on cooldown. Alright. Take care of that. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw some issues that Physical Queen has in comparison to Electroqueen. One is that she has a hard time proccing Electro on her own without the use of support like Official. And two, she can't use her blinks to get around. So you lose a lot on that mobility that you really play Keqing for in the first place. So those are like most of my reasons why I prefer playing Electroqueen. She just feels a lot more fun and mobile, and you're not constricted to just normal attacks with physical build. So as you guys saw there, Electro is more self-sufficient in proccing Electro for Thundersoother, whereas for physical, you probably do need a support to proc Electro for you. So let's go into some team builds here and see what we can come up with. Just keep in mind that these are not the most optimal builds I'm going to show you here. These are just my theoretical builds of my favorite characters of my own box. This is my box right here. I don't have Mona or anything. If you do have Mona, I replace Cincin with Mona. Alright, so for our Electro build, we're going to have Keqing, obviously. We're going to have Venti for Viridescent Swirls. We're going to have Official for that proccing of Electro every time we hit an enemy at Constellation 6, or if you have a C0, just whenever Oz shoots. And we're going to have Cincin for Electro Charge on his Hydro. Okay, for our physical build here, it's pretty much all the same characters you see here. Mostly for regrouping, Official for the Oz Electro attacks, and then we want a crowd character so we can proc Superconduct so that Keqing, our physical Keqing, can benefit a lot from that physical resistance debuff. And it also helps that we have Official here so she can proc Electro for us. I'm pretty sure you guys want to see some more numbers with the teams I just showed you. So let's go fight some world bosses. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go for Regisvines just to show you the numbers that physical and Electroqueen can do with their teams I just showed. Alright, so we're going to test out on this Pyro Regisvine. Keep in mind, we are not using Throwing Tails to Dragon Slayers on Barbara, so she will not give additional attack, and we are also not using Venti on physical because I just use Venti for grouping. Alright, let's go up here. Okay, let's break this thing right here. Okay, after we break this thing, we're gonna pop Oz down. We'll pop Oz, and then Chi-Chi with her E, and then proc Keqing. Yeah, I'm seeing 8,000. Upwards to 8,000 on her second charge attack. Not bad. Still one cycle. Alright, we're gonna move on over to the Electro right now. Alright, so we're gonna go into the Electro build team. I'm gonna press E, we're gonna press Q, pop Oz, break the seed, and then wait, try to swirl here. It's not swirling. Okay, now it's swirled. Okay, and as you can see, just by Keqing's numbers alone, you're doing a lot more than physical. And for some reason, I've tried this several times. His E doesn't proc the swirl. I'm not sure why. And even that arrow that I shot earlier didn't proc the swirl, so I don't know if there's a bug there. So after all the tests we have conducted today, you might be asking, so which cup should I go for, Electro or Physical? And I would recommend Electro for 99% of cases. You get to blink around, and it's a really fun gameplay style, and you can actually proc reactions with Electro more often than Physical. But Physical still has its uses. You can use it when you know you're fighting against enemies of weak physical resistances like Fatui or treasure hoarders. And it is as simple as just going to a character screen to switch between the two cups whenever you need one or the other. So that'll be it for my Electro versus Physical for Thundersoother Keqing. And if you liked the video, leave a like. If you want more content like this, please subscribe for more content. And also catch me live on twitch.tv/young_slink, where I'll be live every day for at least an hour playing Genshin. Alright, thank you for watching everyone. Have a nice day.